Hello, my friend.
What's going on, man?
Back with another one.
You already know.
Literally, with Ken and Karl.
Literally.
So how's it going?
Oh, man, it's another week, man. Another beautiful week of the cold in Atlanta. Then next thing you know, it's freaking warm. Then it goes cold, and it's not going to stop at all.
No.
At all.
But I am a huge fan of hoodie weather.
Yes. It's great because you can like pretty much look totally different, because the summer is like, okay, we're gonna tell the truth here. You can't hide. This is what you really look like. This is what you are. If you're shaped like a donut, this is the time for you to cover it. If you look like a donut, this is time for you to cover it up and just lie. Big women, this is the time for you to dress your ass off. But once again, if you're dressing like Meek or some kind of coat, you're just gonna look like a nice big bear. So
yeah, I'm a huge hoodie and jeans on girls kind of thing. I don't know. If a girl looks really good in a hoodie and jeans, gotta keep her.
Levi's or Wrangler.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, I was just trying to say.
Doesn't matter.
If you would have said, no.
What about Lee?
What about Bugle Boy jeans?
Ooh,
Yeah, the old stuff.
You weren't gonna go like Karl, can I?
No, if you're gonna go Karl Kanai and then Bugle, you can go to the Salvation Army and find them. In fact, if Salvation Army probably carries them.
I know you had them cross colors.
But the good with Jesus, no.
Come on,
no.
Come on, you had them.
I've always been a Levi person.
Remember, your sister is coming in. I will have her prep and bring pictures that we can throw up on our lovely monitor.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the fuckery. Fuckery.
Actually, I would imagine Rob's probably got some choice pictures too.
No, he really doesn't have any.
Shout out to Big Rob.
No, shout out to Rob. But anyway, I don't want to go into that right now. I don't want to go into that right now. That's another day. That's when we will finally go and just finally the embarrassing moments of Ken. And my sister
Ken and
would do
Karl podcast at gmail.com. Just send me stuff.
Yeah, y'all can send like anything, like far as in your questions and matter of fact, we should do like a questionnaire and just sit here and just go through them and just read them out and answer them. For probably
that would be dope. Yeah,
that would be. And the first question would it'd be like, hey Karl, why are you an asshole to Ken? And then I'll be sitting there going, answer truthfully, and I'll be batting my eyes like.
You see, I wouldn't really have to answer that question. Because after spending any time with you, as these folks now are doing, they know why.
They don't know why. Everybody knows I'm a nice person.
He was asking for it.
Anyway.
So, figured I would talk about the hazy nut. We had Q hang out with us on the last episode, which was a ton of fun.
Hey, Q.
And we were talking about the different coffee, so I got some of the Black Sheep going.
Oh, yeah.
And not my usual cigar selection.
Right.
Smoking the old Black and Mild today.
Oh, man.
Figured we'd kind of chill with the two-person set.
That's
kind of
right.
the way I had originally kind of designed it. Mm-hmm. I do love being able to have a third person in. It's really cool.
Of course.
But most of the time it'll be you and me and whatever stupid ass taunts we have.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And it sounds just
yeah.
to me. It sounds just.
But I do like it. It's comfortable. I'm enjoying it.
Of course.
Was able to turn the last podcast out pretty quick editing wise.
Yes.
Because as I said, screen flips over to our other computer.
Mm-hmm.
Sit right here, comfy, another cup of coffee, another cigar, and burn away.
Yeah, man. It's like you just go into, okay, like, we're done. Okay, let's press this button and transform into editing. And you just, and that's how it happens.
I haven't gotten that slick yet, but soon have the desk come out of the wall.
I would not be surprised if you came here like, hey,
speakers
Ken.
Flip around.
Yeah, because knowing you, hey Ken, this is so awesome. Just watch this. Like, and press the button. I'm like, what is it going to do now? The fucking room starts talking. But if that happens, I'm going to leave. I'm going to throw holy water on you and just going to leave.
Okay. So when I set it up, make sure I have locking doors. Okay.
All
good.
Right. Well.
Good. We're good.
Remember this face, just in case I don't ever come back. It was last seen here.
You might see it on a milk carton one day.
Oh, shit.
So when Q was here, he had asked about the dark saber.
Yes.
And I mentioned that because in my 5 minutes of rambling, I didn't mention the dark saber once.
No.
So I figured I'd follow up real quick just to answer Q's question. So I had talked about Dave Filoni and what he had done with the Clone Wars and then later with Rebels.
Right.
In the band of Rebels, there was a Mandalorian, a young girl. And she was incredibly badass, a great character. And I think her name was Sabine. Sabine Wren. But she in the story arc that they talked about with her, they went to Mandalore and apparently the Mandalorians, being natural enemy of the Jedi, had created a dark saber, Shadow Blade, and it was basically a symbol. Whoever held the dark saber unified the Mandalorian tribes. And so Gideon having hold of that is kind of a huge slap to a Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So it holds a lot of significance. So there, I answered it and hopefully didn't ramble for 10 minutes.
No, you didn't. But overall, it's like I said, I had to catch up on it, and like I said, season 2 of Mandalorian is awesome.
Oh my goodness, it's so good.
It's fucking awesome.
I was really upset after the last episode.
I mean,
happy and then upset.
Even though that's not the season finale, whatever like that.
Thank goodness.
But at the same time, if it left on that, I would not be mad at that.
I mean, I don't know that you could leave on a bigger cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And I don't know that we necessarily need to be a spoiler show. But by the time this comes out, it'll probably be well over a week and a new episode will be out. So I don't think we're doing anyone a disservice.
You say it for a week. I doubt it.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I just saying
that episode was last Friday.
Yeah, but
so it's almost a week now.
Yeah, but I'm just saying in general of like, some people still have watching it as soon as you think like you fucking whatever. But
so don't spoil.
No, we are. That's what we're here to do.
Okay, so we should just put a tag in it saying Mandalorian spoilers or something.
If you want to, but either way, we're going to talk about it.
You just want to surprise some people with that shit and get them all pissed off.
No, the thing...
You're like, I was waiting and you ruined it. I didn't know Boba Fett was back.
No, but seriously, yeah, him being in there, when I saw it,
such a fucking badass.
It was the shit because I was like, okay, I seen this dude walking with the hoodie and they give you a glimpse of his face. And I was like, I know that ain't my man. And then I was like, oh shit, it's Boba Fett. And then comes back later on in the last episode. I was just like, yo. And then they showed him even without his armor, bad ass shit. He was fucking shit
but that
up.
moment he gets his armor back on, you see he looks over at the ship.
Man, that shit was so funny. I meant to hit the other one. I was like, what the fuck?
It was pretty great, though. It was a great shot.
It was a great
one
shot.
ship into the other.
I said, yo, but that they doing their thing with Mandalorian. Like, I honestly, in my opinion, and Rob's, because Rob said it first, and I had to agree. He was like, right now, he said Jon Favreau is literally saving Star Wars and Disney.
Oh, absolutely.
He's saving him.
Yeah.
Like right now, like if Jon Favreau said, "Fucking, I'm done," and walked away, Disney would literally have to say, "Yo, we'll give you a freaking theme park. Please stay." Like,
I kind of would say he probably needs a theme park anyway.
He needs one. The man needs one, and he needs a special ride that is called Gutter.
And
my opinion,
I don't want people to discount the fact that Jon Favreau already saved Marvel.
Yes.
Because yes, it wasn't necessarily him. It was the Russo brothers doing all of the Avenger stuff.
But Iron Man.
But none of that was possible without Iron Man.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Which was a brilliant film. I mean, it was really well done.
Yeah.
And it opened up so many possibilities for the MCU.
Yeah.
Then he turns over and he goes to his other childhood love, Star Wars.
Man.
And now he's in the process of saving that.
Yeah.
And so, Dave Filoni, a huge props for what he's done to kind of add some real depth and direction into a lot of these different gaps in time from the movies that some of us loved and some of us hated.
Yeah, I mean,
but like,
it needed.
everybody seems to just dig the shit out of all of it.
Yeah, because I mean, with Star Wars being as big as it is, and we know the Luke and Layla story. We know parts of the things that Luke has done. We don't know all of it, but
Well, keep in mind there's a lot of novels and a lot of comics,
right.
but those are more fringe fans. The real diehards in Star Wars, there are a lot of people that don't know a lot about those other stories.
But we needed to, like, The Mandalorian, we needed to get that. We needed to get other stories, like, just in general, because they are a big piece to the puzzle.
They are now. I
Mhm.
think what we really needed was just some fresh Star Wars material. You know what I mean? Something from like a different angle that's just, it's very much in universe, but really isn't anything that we can have expectations about
Right.
too deeply,
Right.
because it's all different. And what it morphs into is this great bridge to all of these other possibilities.
Right.
So yeah, I'm super happy. The new episode will come out tomorrow. Erica hasn't seen any of them yet.
Really?
Not the second season. She's seen the full first season, but
Really?
there was a misunderstanding, and it's probably my fault. I think
I figured it was your fuck up. Go ahead.
She, I guess, had suggested that we wait until the end of the season and binge watch them all, because we're not big fans of watching things having to,
I agree. I'm kind of like that myself. But Mandalorian,
But
I don't want to wait on it.
I'm involved in so many saber groups, and
Yes, you are.
most of them are really good about putting kind of, spoiler bans, but they'll generally end on Monday, and then people are talking about it, and you're going to see different things in ads, you know what I mean, that pop up, news articles, because it's something that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
I
think, like I said, overall, I like I said, I like The Mandalorian, and I hope it, goes as far as it can, and it just keeps going. Don't give us like 1 or 2 seasons. Like, I need from The Mandalorian, I at least need about 6.
I could totally see this becoming a long running series and not something that he has a finite, but it kind of depends on what his vision is. If he kind of sees this being a very, limited story, and he has a finale for it, then great. I'm sure it'll be incredible no matter how long it runs. But as it stands, are you telling me you couldn't see little Grogu kind of, in his, a little bit older, he can communicate, really kind of learning his powers, but he's still hanging out with Mando.
Yeah,
and they're doing other shit, running from the Empire.
Or like, yeah, he like gets older and he talks just like Yoda and just.
Well, I guess he's not gonna age very quickly at all, right? Because they live like 900 some odd years.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm sure Mando will be long since dead before he's even like.
Yeah, he'd be like a teenager when Mando's dying out. He'd be like, Mando, let's go get hoes. And like,
let's Mando, go get hoes.
Just like, I'm old now, friend. We'll deaf to you then. And it just keeps going.
He's all like teenage Groot. He's all just like,
yeah, he got like
pissy and shitty about stuff.
Like he green with a black fro, and just you know what I'm saying?
Why would his fro be black?
Like with streaks of gray coming down the sides. And
you couldn't have a green fro.
Wisdom. Damn it.
I'm gonna roll with you on that.
Yeah, I mean, just in general, he's just going out and like he's not even talking to females. He's using the Force to bring him over. What's up with you, girl? Booty, I like.
Caress you, I shall.
I'm done. I'm not gonna do that no more. I'm just saying, just sit there. Hard, you make me. Let me stop. I'm done.
That's terrible. So, did you hear that Holyfield Might be next in line.
I heard about it, and
I remember on the last episode I said something about it, and you were like, "Oh no, Holyfield." Mm-mm.
I don't know, because the fact of, I mean, I'm not gonna say he's
That dude's still in shape.
He's in shape, but I don't think this time around you're gonna see the same results as what you saw beforehand. I don't think you're gonna see a angry Tyson. I think you're gonna see a real well trained, and his mental state is different now. So you're gonna get a better fighting Mike Tyson, a better boxer. You're gonna get that, you know.
Evander comes out
Mm-hmm.
with a little piece of an ear on a chain and gives it to Tyson at the beginning of the match and says, "Here, you can have it from the start. That way you don't have to take any later."
You know what? But I'm gonna want the other ear. I haven't got the other piece yet. You know, I treat it just like Popeyes want that 2-piece.
2-piece.
Yeah, you know, that's what I want to do. I just want to show everybody I'm a great fighter. I want to be a great fighter and a great biter. That's what I want to be. Yeah.
That's terrible.
Oh, whatever.
That's absolutely terrible.
Whatever.
A great fighter and a biter.
Hey, look here. Mike Tyson is always gonna be my dude. Whatever, regardless, he's still one of my favorite boxers, like, of all time. Don't get me wrong, I like Muhammad Ali, but Tyson is my dude. Mm-hmm. Still, even he proved it when he was sitting up there and he showed everybody he got it. I'm still gonna pick at him at any moment, because now, like I said, when the day, if he ever reaches him, of course, I'm going to go duck off in the woods somewhere and shit, making sure he don't find my ass.
I was going to say it was important before that you didn't make fun of him, but then you saw him fight again and went, "Oh, shit."
Yeah, but still, I'm going to do me regardless. Like, I'm just going to still do it, you know.
Oh, he's going to do you too.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I'm going to fuck your black ass up. Talk that shit now. Yeah, what's right. What, I'm a biter? I'm a biter. I'm going to bite you. Yeah, I'm going to eat you. I'm going to eat you like I eat a baby.
That's right.
Like, I'm just going to be like, "Tyson, I'm sorry." And I'm just going to say, "Karl put me up to it," and I'm walking away.
How many babies do you think he's eaten?
I'll say 8.
8 sounds like a pretty good number.
I'll say 8.
I think you lose the luster after like 7. You eat the 8th one because you're just like, I
stopped at 8 because I started getting gassy. Yeah, my body changed. I can't take it anymore.
Gassy.
Yeah, it's just gassy. You know, I was up there just sparring one day with I was doing the sparring, throwing hands, and all of a sudden, I'm like, a foot came out my ass. I'm done.
He shit a foot during a boxing match.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
Man, sparring is dangerous.
And the foot was just swinging out the ass. Just oh my God, I get you a bathroom. And then just came back out the bathroom with his pants down. Does anybody have any toilet paper? No, just John. I'm done.
He's gonna kill you. He may never find out who we are. So.
Yeah, I kind of doubt it.
But he is a podcaster.
Yeah, he is a podcaster. That is great. And I would love to sit down and have a talk with him.
Mm-hmm, I'm sure you would.
With 100 people surrounding me.
I'll engineer that from over there.
Like when he comes to leave me, I'm just gonna push the chair in front of him and I'm gonna take off.
No, I'm gonna move the table out and put the chairs really close together.
No, you will not.
So that the mics are kind of kissing.
No, you will not.
And then I'll just sit back there in the corner with an easy escape route.
Because you gotta think about it. If Tyson's coming after me, Arnold's coming after you.
Why would Arnold come after me? You do way more Arnold than I do.
I will show clips.
My Arnold is great.
I know, but still, I'm going to tell him. I'm going to go, "Hey, he picks at you. That's what he does. He talks about you. He just all the time."
Would you say it to him like that?
That's right. I will.
You beat right there.
He'll be like, "Oh, I'm going to get Karl, but first I'm going to put my foot up your ass."
How many people do you think give him an Arnold impression, like to his face?
I think probably.
Like, would you think it's more than you would suspect or less? Like, because
I think less now.
I'm sure he's a pretty cool guy, right?
Yeah.
And you've seen like fan interactions. One dude like kicked him in the back.
Yeah, that shit right there. He was,
and he was still pretty chill about it.
Yeah, he was just like he went and then looked around like, you know. But the security around him was ready. They was ready to go to work.
But you still have to have a fair amount of balls to go up to like a Mike Tyson and go, he. You know,
of course. I'm not gonna go walk up to him and just do that shit. Hell no, I'm not gonna walk up to him. "Hey, Mike, how you doing?" He look at me like, "Motherfucker, what?" And I'm like, no. I went, "Hey, my voice. It was I didn't drink any water. That's the reason why it sounded like and then
so you'd puss out. That's what you're saying.
Look here, man. When you see somebody like that with that old man strength,
I'm not saying I wouldn't.
and who hugged and who literally just sat there and made the other man hug on him the whole fight. You leave that type of people alone, you know. And like I said, I talk shit from a distance, not in their face.
We got a comment on the YouTube channel. Someone said Roy was shook.
Yeah, he was shook.
Like from the start.
You think about it, man. Mike Tyson came out and he was so he was in shape and he still had definition at his weight. And you see this old man coming out that's supposed to be Roy Jones Jr. It looked like Roy from around the corner drink beer and had his chest hair was sagging, all kinds of shit. And the pack he had a pack of beer. He didn't have a 6-pack. He had a 6-pack of beer. Coming out trying to fight against somebody who was well in shape and was sitting there and had that look in his eye like, yo, I'm here to do what I want to do.
Roy quit 3 years ago.
Yeah, but I'm saying, and it might have been out the game like, what, 15? I mean, think about it. But like I said, if you give somebody
Mike wanted this.
a chance to be hungry again, they're going to be hungry. And at the same time to him, it's like, yo, he was just proving to himself, like, am I good enough to get back in shape?
Does that kind of mean Mike was kind of lying to himself? Or do you think that was just like a period for Mike? Like the whole weed farm and having a ranch and, you know.
I think for Mike, I'll be honest with you,
I would imagine he kind of needed some sort of a break from the animal, right?
Yeah, he needed it. He needed it. I think so because at the end of the day, it's just like any other celebrity, like anybody like Jim Carrey, any of those guys, where you're this person or you're known for being this type of person and you need that break away from that, you know, and to be the person who you were before you became this.
Yeah, it'd be stressful.
You have to find yourself, you know. That's why certain like actors, they'll do a role or they'll get deep into that role and they'll need to go and break off away from it and just get some time down. I mean, you have to have that. You have to find that who you are.
Right.
I mean, once again, and at the same time, everybody's going Iron Mike, Iron Mike, Iron Mike. And at the same time, he kind of got to a point where he knew his life was it was out of control and just like, yo, I need to step away and find who I am now, because over time we're not the same people and we shouldn't be the same people. We should always be trying to elevate ourselves each day, mentally, spiritually, even physically to a certain extent. But I mean, okay, just in general, but I mean, just you elevate by cutting back the Dorito. That's right. Yeah. Keep. Damn it. Either way, I digress. You made me do it too. But either way, you're not supposed to be the same person. Like mentally, you're not supposed to still walk around thinking about, hey, I'm this from 20 years ago. And then,
God, I hope not.
And you're not supposed to be. You know, you're supposed to look at yourself 20 years from now, like, what was I thinking? And then, or you know, you take that one picture of you and you're like, wow, I really wore those shorts. Why? You can see my ball print in those. Like certain shit like that, you're gonna have to sit back and go like,
everybody has those.
Yeah, but still, either way.
You know, I have a period of pictures, like if you're looking at my pictures from baby going on up to like, you know, 20s or whatever. It goes really adorable baby, kind of fat,
right,
super happy, right? Up to like 4 or 5 years old, super happy kid. Even I got a picture with me in bell bottoms, like with the huge fucking collars, right?
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. And you can hardly see that underneath my bell bottoms, and this is like an orange brown plaid suit that I'm wearing, okay, at like 4 or 5 years old.
Oh, shit.
I got a full cast on my leg because I had broken my leg jumping between beds with my sister. And, so it like the bell bottom like hid my fucking cast completely. And then it goes up and you start getting into where I'm like 8, 9. Erica and I lovingly refer to those as the divorce years.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And just like greasy, kind of just
right.
You know, just terrible, awkward, fucking. And then I go through fucking high school fat. And then I hit my 20s and all of a sudden I'm kind of normal looking again.
Hormones is a motherfucker, ain't it?
I'm telling you, man.
They are a motherfucker. The only person I know that probably looked the same from a baby until now is Morgan Freeman.
Oh.
That's it. Like
I
he's
thought you were gonna say Gary Coleman.
Jesus Christ. Oh God. You know what's funniest thing about that? You're right. Rest in peace, but
That or
still.
Webster. It was one of the two.
But still, I mean, what you talking about, Willis? But no, but seriously, I honestly, but like between him and Morgan Freeman, Morgan Freeman has been old his whole life. Like in general, there is like nothing about him like just being like a young hip guy. And even when he's like in his teens, you still see him with those little raisins and shit on his face. And
Well,
shit.
that's not because he's old. That's a skin thing. Those are
Let
like
me
moles.
pick at this man like I'm supposed to.
I mean,
okay?
I don't really remember seeing a whole lot of pictures of Morgan Freeman when he's young. Now, Steve Martin was gray when he was like 18.
Yeah, but look here.
And but the cool thing is Steve Martin has this like, he aged really slowly for somebody that was gray at 18.
He's the jerk. That's why. God damn it. That's the fucking reason why.
My hero.
He's the fucking jerk. I mean, but he's always been a cool dude.
Wild and crazy guys.
Oh my God. But he's an exception here. Okay, he's an exception.
What other two Czech brothers can cruise and swing so successfully in tight slacks?
What's my other movie where he had the long nose and I can't think of that. I can't think of that movie for nothing. Because I know him and
Roxanne.
Oh man, that was another one, man. Yeah, and then the other one where he was playing like the preacher who was hustling people. I can't think of the name of that. My grandma used to watch that. My auntie. Oh man,
someone else had just talked about that on another podcast too.
Yeah. I cannot think of that.
I think it was Rogan and Bill Burr.
Yeah, but you can't beat that, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't beat Steve Martin, man. He's a good dude, man. I mean, I always liked all the stuff he's done. He's
done a ton of stuff.
Yeah, and the fact of that he is like, he was honest on comedians Cars Getting Coffee that it's like, so why did you go away for so long? He was just like, I didn't have any material. It was like what'd you expect, you know?
Yeah, I was listening to Rogan and Burr talk about, because I guess he had talked with Rogan, and everything was so serious at that time, you know, in the Vietnam War and all this different stuff, and all the comedians were doing very hard hitting, kind of, you know, difficult stuff,
right?
And Steve Martin was just silly. He was just goofy.
Right.
And it was something people really latched onto because they just kind of needed silly. They just needed, you know, that goofiness. And he started getting to a point where people were laughing so much that he couldn't tell what was good and what wasn't.
Yeah. If it gets to that point, yeah, I can see that. I did love. Oh yeah, I love My Blue Heaven. I love
My Blue Heaven. That was it.
That was a great one. Great one. That's a great one. Him and Rick Moranis in there.
Wasn't he in the witness relocation program or something?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. It's a great one, man. Like he's done his thing with his movies, man. I can't lie, he's done it. But yeah. So, what is it looking like for you in sports, man? What do you got to say about that football, man?
Well, I don't know that I necessarily want to talk about the Falcons.
No, you don't. No, we're not talking about them. They've, like I said, I'm not here
dumpster fire.
I don't even want to shit on the Falcons because that's how bad it is. It's just now, you know, like, you know how you see that one homeless person. It's just, you feel real sorry for them because they're really out here asking, and you can tell they're not able. That's how I feel about the Falcons right now. So I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to talk about them. I don't want to speak on them. Like I said, right now, we could talk about the Eagles. We could talk about the Ravens. We could talk about that bird that probably is going to fall dead out of a tree outside your house. But we're not talking about the Falcons. Now, moving on.
All right, fair enough. So Pittsburgh loses. They're no longer undefeated. Miami pops a bunch of corks.
Yeah.
Right? Only undefeated team still.
Miami?
Dolphins?
Yeah. What? Who? Yeah, oh God.
You do know they were the only undefeated team in history, right?
Man, the dogs. A dog will shine his ass.
Wasn't Greasy the quarterback? Don Shula?
Oh my God.
Right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, every year there's an undefeated. When the Patriots were going undefeated and then lost.
I think
Yeah,
so.
every time they pop corks.
Yeah, but hey.
So they were kind of waiting on Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh just lost.
Oh, that Steve Martin movie that was talking about him being a preacher, Leap of Faith.
Oh,
Leap of
that's
Faith.
right.
Yeah,
That was a good one.
Leap of Faith. Yeah, when he was sitting up there and hustling people and this, that, and the third and putting on the front. Great movie, but I had to say that because I know some of y'all be like yelling at the TV and y'all know it and they're like, you stupid fuck, say this, say it, and I'm like, well, and I say something else and then or Carl say something else and we'll just do it and y'all like throw shit at the TV. We don't want y'all to like break your TVs or anything like that because we're not paying for them. So no, I just wanted to say
we're not
that.
responsible for anything.
No,
you
we're
do
not.
in an idiotic rage over things that we say.
That's right. If we piss you off that bad, oh well. No.
Oh well.
Oh well.
That's right. That's right. No, I'm kind of digging football. I've been catching some stuff. I think it's definitely a good year for interesting quarterback play. So
yeah,
Mahomes.
Yeah.
You've got Murray in Arizona. It's been really going crazy.
Yeah.
Cleveland had a really good game the other day.
Cleveland is like that team where it's like they have great potential, but at the same time, they'll let you down when you start getting onto them. Like okay, and then they just let you down.
You want to think that franchises can get past that kind of stuff, though, right?
Right.
Like the Cubs ended up winning a World Series, right?
But I
Red
think
Sox weren't they cursed?
Yeah, but I think
you know what I mean. Like so, like I think when you think about it, sometimes it takes forever. I don't know if the Falcons will ever win a Super Bowl.
Sometimes it's not about like far as in coaching. Sometimes the ingredients overall when you put all these people together. Sometimes in certain moments in certain games, it's just it doesn't work.
Yeah, but that's what people don't understand about sports, and that's why you get so many idiotic comments about, oh well, this quarterback sucks or blah blah blah. And I'm just talking in general,
right?
People love to say, oh, this is what's wrong. There's never just one thing. To get to that game, whether it's the Stanley Cup, whether it's FIFA World Champion, I don't care. To get to that level, it starts so much longer, like further ahead than that actual game.
Yeah, people don't understand that. Like pretty much your road to a championship starts long before the season. It starts the training. It starts even before you're training with the team. Some people are already doing things by themselves to just get themselves physically in shape to get ready for what's coming. I mean, people understand that. When you're in sports, it's all about a process.
It's a grind.
Process. It really is.
It's a grind. You can't ever really stop until you achieve what you want. No. So, like it's really easy to say, "Oh, this team sucks because of this." I guarantee you, it's going to go so much deeper than that if you really understand the mechanics of the game, let alone what it takes to build a team.
Exactly.
Like I always find it really, really funny when people will go, oh, well, this is who someone should draft in the NFL draft, right? Oh, this is who we should pick. Okay. If it were that easy to go through a draft, to just say, oh, this is the person that I want, but it's not. I've gone through the stupid NFL drafts in Madden and never gotten any of the players that I scouted or wanted, like really wanted, because shit happens so much. And you could say, look, we're going to trade down out of a pick because I don't really need a quarterback. And I'm going to try to trade back to about 15th, but get a second and a third round pick out of it as well. Right. Deep in my roster. And I want to go for a linebacker. I want to go for, a defensive tackle. Right. And I should be able to get him in there. Right. So I do that. I go back. And then 2 picks before me, someone else jumps up 2 picks to pick the friggin' player that you wanted.
Yeah.
Like, you can't predict any of that shit, and it's so difficult to navigate. You've got to have these, like, floating scales of what you're looking for and alternatives to picks that And that's just when you're building your core.
Yeah, that's and
Think of all the things that can go wrong that can keep you from a successful season.
that, and at the same time, even though you're getting these great players, are they going to mesh well with the rest of the team? All these things come into factor, and like I said, but it starts with the individual player. People don't understand that's the reason why the Lakers won. It wasn't the fact of when this pandemic hit and the NBA was down for a minute. People don't understand. LeBron was still in the gym. LeBron was still working out, and that's dedication to your craft. And that's something that these players do. Some players will do that. Some players won't. But in the end, it's always going to be the ones who stay focused, are always going to come out on top.
That's where you're wrong.
Right. I mean,
specifically about the Lakers and why they won.
But so you're saying that because
the NBA is rigged. It's been rigged. It's always been rigged.
And
David Stern said that the perfect NBA championship game would be Lakers versus Lakers.
So the NFL isn't rigged to a certain extent either?
Not the same way.
Oh, you're not. So, okay. So all of a sudden, let's say the Ravens versus San Francisco Super Bowl. All of a sudden, you're blowing their ass out. All of a sudden, the lights come out.
Okay. So there's a difference between talking about a rigged game and a rigged league. Okay. And it's been documented and then in some ways covered up. There's podcasts about it. Okay.
Right.
No. About the referees that were intentionally rigging games in certain ways. And they did it in the way that they would foul star players out early in a game.
Right.
Because it's less likely that you're rigging a game early in a game as opposed to in the fourth quarter when the game is close. So if we need a certain team to get into the playoffs.
Like, could it be the fact of, like, Pittsburgh?
What do you mean?
Even to a certain extent, like, one thing about NFL, one thing about the NBA, you're always going to need that. You always need that player that's going to be representation of your franchise, of the sport.
Here's why it's a lot more difficult. Because I'm sure you could, in some sense, change or alter a game in football.
Of course, both.
A bad call.
Both sports, all day long. That's all it takes.
Here's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's subjective in basketball. Traveling, all of it. So you can easily just, go through games throwing fouls out, and it's all subjective. Whereas in football, it's not. And every foul is scrutinized by replay.
But even then, you're still manipulating the game.
Well, I'm not saying, there again, it's possible, and I'm sure it's happened. I've seen some blown calls in football where you go, that's fucking,
of course,
that's fixed.
Of course.
You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, it's different if it's an isolated thing that's happening occasionally with somebody, whereas something that's a directive from David Stern that goes down to NBA referees that get paid for life, right. Even after they retire, they're still on the payroll, their salary for life. Okay? So this is something that they're told to do to direct the league in a certain way to make playoffs exciting.
It's the same. It's in a certain extent it's the same thing. Trust me, they're going to manipulate that in the NFL too. If they want a certain quarterback or a certain team to be there, they will make it happen. You need a face of an NFL player to be there. You need that. Look, every time it's always, let's say about it. Who is the face of the NFL? Let's say it right now. Let's be honest. Tom Brady is the face of the NFL.
Okay.
We know he's on his way out. The only reason why they haven't made a new face yet is because they haven't found another person to do it, to stand up to do it. Let's not Mahomes. Let's just put that there.
Have you watched Instagram?
I've watched.
They give Patrick Mahomes so much love. Yeah, they never talk about Brady.
He's the next big thing because because like I said, Brady's on his way out. But at the same time, before this happens, they are going to put one more time up there. I promise you, Ben Roethlisberger will be up there one last time before he gets out of there. I promise you. And I'm saying this right now. Now,
but that's not because Pittsburgh is an incredible team with a great defense.
dude, like I'm saying, they're always going to make some player, somebody, the face of. And that's what the NFL does. That's what the NBA does. At one point, it was an NBA. It was Steph Curry, but Steph Curry got hurt. They're always looking for a face. They're always going to build around somebody.
You're missing what I'm saying, though. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is there's one of them that's documented and proven and had and the head referee that was responsible for all of it is still the head referee. It's systemic all the way through.
Right.
Whereas you're talking about the other where we're just kind of saying it's possible.
So
because no one's ever done any report on that other than the fact that the Patriots cheat a lot.
And so at one point they were saying that Seattle, when they won their Super Bowl, that first one, they really wasn't supposed to be there.
Who said that?
But they really wasn't. It's on YouTube. You can look it up. You can pull it up. It's the truth. It's the truth. You're trying to say that just because the NBA isn't been proven to be rigged, the NFL is too. Okay, I'll be honest with you. The NFL does this right here. They always need the face of always need someone to be the face of the NFL.
I mean, and
they always choose a white quarterback. They always do it.
No. They choose whatever's going to work because Mike Vick was the face of the NFL.
But would that happen
easily?
With that?
And look in golf, the whitest sport that's ever been created. The face of it was Tiger Woods, and when he left, it completely died, and nobody took up the mantle. And then when he came back with fucking bolts in his back, he was still the fucking face.
He had to come back.
But what I'm saying is every sport needs that. Every sport needs a face. Every sport needs a hero. They need villains.
So
but there's a difference in manufacturing those and allowing it to happen and rolling with whoever that is. In golf, they just allowed it to happen and rolled with whatever it was. Because I guarantee you, most of your golf fans weren't necessarily looking for an African-American hero, were they?
Of course, I mean...
No, but you gained millions of fans when he came in. And so he became the face. And there wasn't anything they were going to be able to do to deny that. So it's different in the sense that there have been all kinds of different faces of the NFL.
I still don't. Yeah, there's been faces, but for the moment, but for the overall, and the only reason why the Falcons they're still riding the wave of Michael Vick.
And we can say that people of color haven't been the face of the NFL often because quarterback is the most coveted position. And really, until the last 2 decades, it hasn't been a prominent position for African Americans.
No, it has not.
But it's grown exponentially in that way. And the acceptance of it as far as the league, I mean, obviously, they're taking the best player available for the position, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's way more important to win than push a white agenda as far as quarterbacks go. Clearly, because money-wise, it's been way more profitable for them to go with exciting football.
Exactly. I'll say it's more exciting to get the money.
And please keep in mind, at the end of the day, there's nothing more powerful than money.
I mean, that's what it's really all about. But I will say this, in order to do that, to make that money, hey, okay, boom. What NFL does, they do this, okay, we're going to look at, okay, this team has this many fans. This team has that many fans. Okay, which one should go to the Super Bowl? Which one?
So you honestly feel that's the way it goes?
I feel to a certain extent they curve that. They curve that. I believe so. Because at the end of the day, you're always gonna have the referees for one. There always gonna be some calls or some shit calls every once in a while that the NFL does. Same as like you said in the NBA.
Brad Johnson winning a Super Bowl was what the NFL wanted.
How many years ago was that?
What does that matter?
Compared to now?
What does that matter?
Compared to now?
Compared to now what?
Everything changes. The
Is
numbers.
All of this because the Patriots won so many of them?
Come on,
is that what bothered you?
But once again, the Patriots, but they've
improved.
They were cheating.
That Bill Belichick is okay, even with the cheating, and I still think the whole deflated football thing is stupid. Okay, if they're both playing with the deflated football, it's a deflated football. Whatever.
Regardless,
you're fucking pros. Get over it. Here's the thing. Okay, when
Why did they blow the whistle to save the quarterback then? Why doesn't it like the old days when they could kill the fucking quarterback? I tell you why. Because they don't want to hurt their precious face.
That's just smart business, though.
That's not business. That's not real football. Is I'm going to come through that hole and I'm going to rip your fucking face off.
But that has nothing to do with rigging games. That's just changing rules in the game.
But that's bending
in
it
the same sense.
You're still bending it
in the same sense.
You're still bending it in the form and the way to save the way the game's going to flow. Because if I hit your quarterback and I fucking kill him and he's laid out, his season is done. Look what happened when what's his name? Fucking for Dallas when he fucking fucked up his ankle and broke his shit. What happened? They were fucking in the corner. The owners, Jerry Jones, all them were sitting there crying their fucking ass off because the season just went down the fucking drain.
Mm-hmm.
What does that tell you? What had happened? That shifted the whole momentum of their season and the way their players are going to play and the way their quarterback has to step up. Now you got another quarterback in there who has to go in there and go, can I do what he's doing? See what I'm saying?
Are you planning on yelling at me the whole podcast?
I'm gonna look here. It's the difference between somebody sitting there saying, "Hey, okay, you're saying the truth that the NBA is manipulated to a certain point," but it is.
No, heavily manipulated is what I'm saying.
I know it is because there's certain people in their contracts that have been told that that you can do this, and this. Like, but in general, it is. But NFL is. You're trying to tell me that you're trying to tell me that the NFL that to a certain extent that it's not. It is.
No, that's what I'm saying is I think it happens all over the place in everything. In every walk of life, I think there's bullshit and cheating. Okay. Now, there's a difference between an NFL referee putting money down on a game secretly and blowing a call at the end of the game and fucking somebody's chances at a playoff spot or fucking somebody in the Super Bowl. I can see that shit happening. Okay? Right. Absolutely. I don't think there's a conspiracy all the way down from Goodell to everybody else that, hey, this team needs to go in, that team needs to go in, because you can clearly see the talented teams and the non-talented teams. It's a league that runs a lot better than most. And so, yes, is there fixed games? Yes, I don't think it comes from the highest level of the NFL. I think it's isolated incidents that happen in games.
I think players have their hands in it too.
I think promotionally,
right,
they're always going to promote certain players to be this or that, and that is changing. But yes, It's been typically white quarterbacks. That's who they've put the face on. But that's not. There's nothing cheating about that. That's just the way they market.
All I'm saying
cheating at the level of the NBA is Goodell saying we aren't going to get any better ratings than this market and this market being in the championship.
Right.
Okay? If that were the case, you wouldn't go with fucking New England. You'd go with New York and LA every single fucking year.
Because you think they have the biggest fans?
They have the largest population, so they're going to have the tendency to have the largest fans.
I don't know.
But also because they're major cities, they'll also translate fans out to other cities. You generally don't see Baltimore Oriole hats on a number of people in LA, but you'll see some LA gear in Baltimore. I guarantee you.
I can agree to a certain extent. A certain extent, I cannot, because the more, like I said, I've seen so many people who live in other areas have become big fans of New England. They bought franchise
because
stuff,
I think it naturally happened. I don't think you force something like that because it's not the typical.
But
when Brady started playing well, Drew Bledsoe was doing pretty well as a quarterback. They were kind of in a position to change at that point.
Yeah,
regardless,
I can say that
the fact that Drew hurt himself wasn't a good thing because they didn't really know what they had in Brady.
It is true. Like, after that, it was.
But there again, you talk about the testament of Bill Belichick as a coach, not just a defensive schemer, not somebody that just motivates people, but somebody that truly teaches in almost every role, including quarterback, to the point where he takes a 6th round pick who had some natural ability, but not a ton, wasn't mobile, but was intelligent and could really understand scheme.
Bill Belichick is one of the greatest people to see. I think out of anybody that's ever coached, he's one of the best people to see the best of the potential out of all players. Because, he takes them, and I don't know if he shoots them up with steroids or whatever, feeds them, but they all come out with superpowers afterwards.
And the way they went after, the way the NFL went after the Patriots during Deflategate and all that other stuff, would they have done that if that was something they were wanting? No, they would have covered it up, like David Stern tried to do for the NBA. So that was my whole point. I'm not denying that there's fixed shit that happens in football, because I absolutely do. But I think legitimately it's a honest league of whatever happens. If this team gets in, they get in. I don't think there's a conspiracy behind it. Is that fair?
I kind of believe it's on both sports, man. I really do. Like I said, like the old days of killing the quarterback is a way to say, hey, we're gonna save your number one player. Don't touch him. Don't hurt him.
Legitimate.
But
no
I'm saying,
cheating here,
but the days of Joe Namath and all those great other quarterbacks, they got their asses handed to them, and you're telling me now that
But you have to understand, there's progression in every sport. They used to wear leather helmets in hockey and football, right?
Prime example.
Okay, so players were getting their brains mashed in at a super early rate. How is that conducive for people to make money? Remember, money is more important than anything else.
Right.
They don't care what fucking team wins.
Right.
They don't care. They just want money.
Right.
Now, if this team winning makes them more money, then I can see them wanting that. And if it's something that they control, I'm sure they would try. Okay. But that's overall, it's.
I say kill the quarterback.
You've gotta have those improvements, though.
I say kill the quarterback, because you're stopping the way the game, like you're stopping the way the that can change the momentum of the game.
Okay, think about some of the coolest catches you've seen in the last 10 years, whether that's from Plaxico Burress to Ocho Cinco to Owens. I don't care who, Julio, whatever. None of that's possible if they don't change the way defensive backs treat, wide receivers and the whole, pass interference calling and how that's changed.
So, okay, one day if, say, for instance, a running back has the ball and just starts going through and piling through and all of a sudden trucks and knocks the shit out of your favorite linebacker, I mean, his linebacker don't mean nothing.
What's changed with running backs?
I'm just saying in general. I mean, the fact of, okay, now, I mean, if all of a sudden running backs just start killing linebackers and start killing the defensive players,
then your linebacker needs to eat some
but your
linebacker or something.
But your linebacker has to become the face of the defense, the face of that team in general.
Okay.
I mean, so the NFL,
he's not allowed to tackle anymore?
So the NFL, listen.
I don't understand.
So the NFL is going to sit there and go, hey, you can't do that. Everybody's coming to this. Everybody's coming to see him do what he does. You can't kill him. You can't hurt him.
The linebacker?
Regardless, I'm just saying, you pick any person on the team, even a wide receiver. Oh, don't hurt him. Don't hurt Jerry Rice.
They're not saying don't hurt him. They're saying give him an opportunity to play. So they changed the rules a bit.
That's what I'm saying. You're changing the rules. You're changing the rules to save the money, to save your key player. But it's still changing the outcome of the game.
I think they're just trying to make the game safer.
I don't think so.
So you're telling me that we're not getting exciting quarterback play right now?
You can listen. You can kill the wide receiver. You can kill the fullback. You can kill the running back.
Right.
You can kill the tight end. But don't you dare kill our quarterback.
But you can't do it if they don't have the football.
Even sometimes when you're in the momentum of running, and sometimes things happen in that huddle, you fall over, the quarterback's right there, there's a flag.
So
because you touched the quarterback.
If the quarterback has the football in his hand and you hit him, what happens?
I'd say kill the shit out of him.
Right. Now, and as long as you don't put your helmet in his helmet, you can hit him as hard as you want, right? Is there like a pound weight limit? Did they tell you use too much pounds per pressure force?
There's been times.
Is there somebody measuring that?
There has been times before a play has been over. There's been times before a play has been over that they have blown the whistle for somebody touching the quarterback.
No. What I'm asking you is, if the quarterback has the football in his hand, is there any instance where it's been a penalty in any instance other than hitting the helmet to helmet? Have they ever said, wow, that hit was too hard, it's a foul?
They have thrown
while
the whistle.
he's had the ball in his hand.
They have threw the flag when a quarterback has released the ball.
No. It's not what I'm talking about.
No, but still, regardless
it's not what I'm talking about.
But still to them,
it's not what I'm talking about.
No, but listen.
Focus.
You're saying, but listen. Yeah, they can kill him with the football, but there's been penalties where just because someone's been in the momentum of running, in the momentum of hitting, they have thrown the flag. Sometimes you can't instantly just stop. You can't do that. Sometimes even when you stop, you're right there. Boom, there goes the flag. Come on now. I'm being serious, right? I'm being serious to the point that, hey, I know that in my heart, this is what it is. They always try to save the quarterback. They always do it.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say in the beginning of the rule, I'm sure you got a lot more of that, because in any rule, as a referee, there's a lot that you're watching for.
Right.
And you got 22 players on the field that you're watching, right?
Right.
So I'm sure there was a lot more of those unnecessary calls for unnecessary roughness,
right,
or roughing the passer, right? But if you watch it now, I think it's a lot closer. Your referees are a lot better at calling those. And I don't think that it's egregiously done anymore. I think it's honestly somebody just took 2 extra steps and slammed into him because he could.
A couple of times that has happened. It has happened a couple of times.
If you're paying $40 million to somebody to be on your field, and you're paying him if he's sitting on the sideline with a broken fucking leg, you want that investment protected. And if it's your money, I promise you the rule makes a whole lot of sense.
And if I'm the other team and I got my defense out there and I'm paying them to go in there and make tackles and fucking kill, that's what I want them to fucking do. Because that's from the eyes of who? Jerry Jones. He don't play no shit. That's the reason why he'll get rid of players. You ain't doing what you want to. You ain't doing what I'm telling you to do. Out of here. Go to another team. Go home. Go work at a grocery store. But you ain't gonna work here. I'm just saying this: the thrill of the game is not the same. It's boring. It's kind of tainted, and that's in both sports. It is. I
don't know. And maybe it's the lack of entertainment.
You can't tell me that this is. You can't tell me that better football is being played. You're seeing better athletes, but better overall football game is better than what you saw in 20, 30 years ago.
I think it's just different. It's a different game.
I mean, yeah, it's
and I can appreciate the change in it and still appreciate certain aspects of it.
Like right now, if Ray Lewis was still playing right now, how many flags would be thrown on him?
I think you underestimate how intelligent a football player he was.
I'm not. I'll never invest. I'll never.
Well, no. But if you kind of take a comment like that, then you're really kind of not giving him credit for playing within the boundaries of the game, which he always did.
But he still tried to kill every time he laid his helmet out.
Well, of course. But he did what he was allowed to do. He never pulled a knife out and stabbed anybody on the field.
What is one of the first things they teach you in football? One of the first things ever.
You didn't even get that.
What is the first things they teach you in football?
I don't know. I don't play football. I'm from
Don't
Canada.
Stop hitting until the whistle is blown. That's the first thing. Kill.
That's different with hockey.
Hockey. You know what? Hockey is one of the best ones where you get to fucking kill somebody. Yeah. I wouldn't give a fuck about a puck. I'd be looking for a motherfucker. That's what I'll be doing.
You can't body check someone from behind into the boards.
I would body check it. Look here, if he turned his head sideways, he'll see me coming. I'm gonna fucking kill him. Like, that's my job. That's what y'all pay me to do. I'll kill somebody and go sit out on the fucking side. I'll sit in my little corner. I'll sit there with the little dun hat and shit. I'll do that.
You'd make a good defenseman.
Man, look here. Look here. The thing about it is, I miss the days of like everybody's fucking friends now. Fuck that. We get on that field, I'm going to fucking kill you. Think about it. This is your legal right to kill somebody.
You're thinking about the program again, right?
Man, fucking ladder wrestling, I do.
You're the one that jacked my mama's car.
You'll be my bitch. But anyway, it's great. But either way, but to a certain extent, all sports is fucked up right now. But in general, I'm not, like I said, I don't have a favorite team. It doesn't matter who really goes. To me, it don't matter. Like I don't really care. It's like I said, all my favorite players have gone and basically their time has come and gone. So the old days is what I'm always gonna love. When when real linebackers go out there with no helmet and I will fucking kill you regardless.
You know what you sound like, right?
What?
Back in my day, we used to be real men. We used to slap each other's butts and cup each other in the shower.
Son, back in my day,
now they call it gay.
condoms. We never used those. We just prayed to God we never got something. No, but in general, but
you do. You sound like the old man. Get off my lawn.
Yeah, but look, so
how does it feel?
I don't really feel nothing about it.
Curmudgeon.
I don't really feel nothing about it. I think people will agree that like they miss the days when people go out there and really like bang it out. Like let's go.
You know, statistically, if you don't find a wife soon, have children, you're probably going to end up that old dude with cats wearing like a cardigan, talking to yourself in the apartment. Should I have cat food again?
No, I'm not gonna have kids. I have so many reasons to prove that I won't. No,
you're not gonna have kids at all. You already decided.
I've decided.
I mean, I decided that years ago. So
I've decided it
and
just because
ended up with a daughter.
The way the world is working and all this other stuff, I'm good on it. I'm good. When you look on TV and you see more of people like you dying all the time, it's like I can't promise them that the future is gonna be bright for them. I can't.
Man, you just got serious. I was fucking with you.
I can't.
You're talking about like no hope for the future.
I mean, it's just I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't see shit getting any better. Hell, we just look here. We still got this Trump war and this Biden shit. Like either way, if one stays in, we're fucked. If the other one leaves, we're fucked. So either way, I mean, the future is not that bright. I mean, think about it. It's just not. I mean, do you see shit getting better? Do you see shit getting better like far as and look at China? China's like, yo, we come over here. We're going to take our shit.
Oh my God.
Like, they coming over. They getting into power and shit. Shit is not better. The virus is still out there and it's still growing and multiplying and shit. Now you got that. Gnats outside, flies running around. The world is a dangerous place.
Wow. I hate to end on such a bummer note.
It's not a bummer note. It's the truth. Think about it. And then think about it. You can't even go to the movies anymore. You can't do none of that shit right now.
You think it's going to be like this forever?
I hope to God not. But hey, what's
you don't remember of course you don't remember the 1918 Spanish flu epidemic, but
yeah, but there's
it got pretty bad and they didn't have the same kind of medicine or science or any of that other stuff.
When one thing goes out, okay, here's the thing. Are you taking a vaccine?
I mean, I will probably end up having to take it. I'm an essential worker.
You probably will. I'm gonna haul ass.
It's there again, like this isn't like a polio vaccine from what I understand. It's more like an influenza vaccine where they're going to be giving you a certain strand of coronavirus that will help naturally boost your immune system's fight for that. So that if you come up against the actual coronavirus strand that's currently out or what it mutates to, your body's naturally going to be kind of primed to fight it. I don't know how long of a vaccine that would be. If it's something that's a permanent vaccine or if it's something that you would have to get frequently. I don't know if they would come up with something different, but that's from what I understand, that's what's going to come out. And you would basically get a type of coronavirus, which is a cold. A cold is a coronavirus, but it would be specifically designed to have certain markers that would be similar to the coronavirus 19 that we've got currently.
I don't know if I'm going to take it. I'm going to kind of wait and just see the people take it and then if they come up on TV like 5 people have died from the vaccine.
I did hear that one person died, and I don't know if it's from the vaccine itself, but they only had one shot and you're supposed to get 2.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's going to be anything like people are going to get like, flipper babies or anything weird.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just kind of sitting there just like, I don't know if I'm going to take it. I just don't trust, like, I don't trust what they're doing.
Michael Che on Saturday Night Live's Weekend Update had a really good bit, and he had said, he goes, I don't know about this vaccine. I mean, there's part of me, I'm black, so I naturally don't trust it. But I am on a white television show, so maybe they'll give me the real shit.
Yeah, I mean, hey, he has a fighting chance. Okay, you're a writer on the show, and you're in front of the camera. You are a win-win in their eyes. Make sure he survives.
Kate McKinnon is just a goddamn gem on that show. Though.
She is the
oh
shit.
Oh my god,
they're gonna make sure she lives. Trust
she
me.
Did a whole this last week's episode with Jason Bateman hosting, and he was great. He was in every sketch.
Okay,
and he was like brilliantly funny in the sketches, like really good. But yeah, they started out with a Rudy Giuliani.
Oh god, yeah.
And her Rudy Giuliani is fucking hysterical.
She hits stuff on so well, man. She goes like on point, like she's really there with it, and it's like, man, you can tell she really had to sit there. And like I told him beforehand, I think, in my opinion, she's like the female version of Jim Carrey. Like she's because she can go at any women, just go crazy,
yeah,
and then come back and be like, hello, how are you doing? Fine day. And you be sitting there like, who are you? You was just this person. And she just separates the two so well. She does it
crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we should call it, my friend.
Yeah, we should call it. And yeah.
Now that you got all upset and yelled at me for a bunch.
I didn't get upset. Hey, okay, can we rewind back when you got upset at me when I started talking about Matt Ryan? You would
never happened.
Oh, it never happened.
I deleted those episodes.
Go back to the episode. I think it's episode 5, I believe. Episode 5, and then not only that, and then I got the wrong or the loser or something around the lights around me. Go back to that. You will see Karl get mad.
Is that the episode where you didn't have any light? You were in shadow.
No, that was one from the other set. But either way, go back and you will see where he got mad. Okay, I'm just simply saying, just check it out. But we honestly thank y'all, for always just watching us. And please comment, subscribe. You just tell us all your opinions and everything. And once again, tell us, ask us questions, stuff like that, and what topics you want us to talk about, because we do that. And you see how we are. We go random. I'll yell at him. He'll yell at me. And pretty much we'll even give a shout out to the little people. But thank you.
Little people. And make sure you share it. Sharing it would be huge. Word of mouth is fantastic for
caring.
us. So, yeah.
Sharing is caring. Be a Care Bear and share. Thank you.
Peace, everybody.
Peace.